Hello, this is Gary from the Cindy Podcast. I just want to put this little thing before the it's not even a thing, it's a disclaimer, I guess you would call it, a warning, if you will, before this episode. You listen to it. I'm not going to put a normal clip here. It's just I'm going to tell you guys that this episode may contain words that are slurs, but I chose not to edit them out because, you know what? They don't come from a place of hate amongst me or my co hosts. These films are made for satire and for exploitation, and some were African American, filmmakers and writers and producers. So I don't feel too bad, doing this episode the way it is, or being, I hate to use the word woke, of that crowd. But there is shame in using those words. But you know what? We're all here for the same purpose. We're all here to love cinema. We're all here to keep the politics kind of out of it, although they should be talked about. I'm not saying they shouldn't be talked about. I'm just saying I'm making a conscious choice to tell you guys that this episode contains those kind of words and that kind of jargon. So if you are offended in any way by those slurs, don't listen. But don't come to me later and say, hey, you're racist, because it's not coming from a racist place. Anybody that knows me or my co-host should know that by now and accept it. So we hope you enjoy the show. Here is your Sin Beef Podcast, already in progress. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Sin Beef Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Gary Hill. With is Iris.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you, buddy?
Okay, just hanging
Right
in the not so free world here. Whatever is here. Don't want to go all political on you people, but I worry sometimes. But yeah, Suzanne's here. How you doing, Suzanne?
Hey, how are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, fine.
Goody, good.
Good. Oh man, this is the show. This is where we're at. I'll ask Iris first. What she been watching lately?
I have been on a Netflix originals and all kinds of things trip. I started watching Dr. Foster, and that is wicked. At first, the first 2 to 3 episodes, you're like, oh, you're such a wimp. And then the bitch comes out, and I'm like, yes, you go, girl, you go. It's an excellent episodes. Let's see what else. I started watching is Tell Me Your Secrets. That's on Prime. That's another good one. Let's see what else have I watched. I got to watch this very interesting movie I had not seen in a while. I had never seen. It's where Alec Guinness plays 12 different characters, and it's amazing. It's called Kind Hearts and Coronets. And watched that for the Theme Warriors, and it was a first time watch for me, and I was like really, really impressed. I really enjoyed it.
I've seen the theme of that show, and I'm really surprised nobody worked for nothing but trouble just to annoy somebody.
Right. But we did it.
It's a dumb movie that I enjoy, but I can see why folks despise it.
Well, Mike Merriman, he's got this streak going about bringing the movie that everybody hates. He's keeping that one.
Fucking Merriman.
But besides that, I'm just busy with work, as you guys know, because we're recording on Monday.
Yeah. Thursday's cursed, y'all, because of the Rona.
Yes, it is.
Goddamn Rona. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Suzanne, what you been watching lately, girl?
Oh, God. Well, I wanted to watch Battlestar Galactica, the original series, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, cool. I can deal with commercials. But somehow there are several episodes that are missing.
What?
Oh,
No.
On Peacock?
Yeah. Episode 2 is missing. So I'm like, you know what?
Episode 2 is important because that's where you establish all the roles.
Exactly. I haven't watched it in years. I was so excited.
Oh.
And I was like, do I pay Amazon $1.99 for episode 2?
We'll fix that problem soon, Suzanne. Trust me.
Oh, no worries. Well, stimulus money got here, so I bought myself a new pair of slippers and Battlestar Galactica, the original series, and Galactica 80. So I'm happy. It'll be here Wednesday. So I decided to watch the A-Team instead, and I watched this when I was a kid, and I swear to God, every episode has got like. Today I watched Sid Caesar, sorry, Sid Haig was in an episode. Oh my God, Yaphet Kotto was in an episode. I just can't believe the guest stars that they had on at the time. It's just, it's a fun show. It's corny as all hell watching it as an adult now, but I remember as a kid just loving watching that every Friday night. And I finally got around to watching Hulu's original movie, Books of Blood.
Ooh, is
You
that
know,
good?
it had its moments.
Okay.
It just, because there was that movie that was done in the early, I mean, maybe 2000, anywhere from 2008 to 2012. So of course I saw, ooh, Books of Blood. I bought it, and it was terrible. This one, it's not great, but it's definitely worth a watch.
I think Clive Barker had a part in it in making this one. I think.
I think so too, yeah.
And basically, it was just the one story, Book of Blood, which was what, 3 pages.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I cannot locate any of my copies of the Books of Blood since I've bought them several times. So I haven't been able to, go back and read it. But it's just it's basically an anthology around that one story, which is kind of the through line throughout the movie. But like I said, it's not horrible, it's not wonderful, but it's not straight up shit. So I guess it's got that going for it. And oh God, I just been bouncing around, watching Fortune Fire is back, yay. And yeah, I've got to jump back on a couple of shows on oh God, Discovery Plus, because I just haven't really watched very much lately. But that's pretty much been about it.
Oh boy, yeah, I started the Sartana series, which is a Western, Italian Western series. I think from the early '70s, maybe late '60s. I don't know when it started, but I've Arrow put out a box set, and I've been intrigued ever since because I always enjoy those wacky spaghettis that you do like weird trick shots and. Well, the first film that I watched, I think like 80 people die in the first 45 minutes. So if you like people getting shot a lot in these crazy westerns, those Sartana fellas might be for you, and they're for me. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of them. What else? There's stuff I've been on Paramount Plus because somebody told me they dropped a bunch of old school Nickelodeon stuff on there, so I've been watching Nickelodeon game shows and Salute Your Shorts and shit like that on there that I watched when I was 12, 13 years old. And it's all the memories come pouring back. If X is listening, you can now watch the full run of all that and the Amanda Show at your leisure, sir. You can go nuts. I am because I love that kind of thing, including the Legends of the Hidden Temple, which is the most impossible game show ever filmed because nobody barely ever won the final prize because it was fucking difficult as shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so in the members, I only had more stuff. I want to show the toddler David the Gnome one day. And there's Darla barking. Leave the door open and see what happens, people. Yeah.
She's cute.
Yeah, she is.
She's barking like an asshole right now. That's okay, though. Yeah, so there's that. What else? I've been watching the Titus series, rewatching that because I made Nudie added for. Oh, it's on the Plex. I made Nudie added for me.
Fuck, I can't even get it to work. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. I think when you change some stuff over, you gotta play with some settings. I'll talk to the phone about that, but I digress. It's still very funny, but at the same time, it has a not so hidden tragedy because it's basically the story of comedian Christopher Titus's family, done comedically, but apparently it had some real mental breakdown. That's where the show ended so abruptly because it's a great show. It's really fun. Proves once again how much Stacy Keach's a treasure because he's comedy gold, and you don't get that often from Stacy Keach. He's always like the straight man, but Mike Hammer stuff like that. But he's funny as shit as Papa Titus on the show, and you haven't revisited the show, you guys check it out. somebody told me that he uploaded them all them to you all them. Oh, sorry, sorry, all of them to YouTube for free to watch. So if you're looking at the YouTube, go check them out because I think they're pretty funny. Movies wise, I haven't watched a ton as far as it goes. So I'm gonna leave that here. I plan on getting more in for the next show, but I did watch two great films for this show, so we're gonna get into them very very soon here. I got a gripe though. You know, it doesn't happen too often, but you know, it is what it is. We live we live in an age now to where sorry for the belch, to where we get stuff at home is easily accessible. Well, the Snyder Cut came out of Justice League, and people like it. I like it too. It's 4 hours long, so it's an investment of time to sit there and watch. You know, the division that they let Zack Snyder put back together in Warner Brothers and are capitalizing on the gains, but saying at the same time, well, you know what? It doesn't matter because none of it's canon because the film you got is the film you got. Well, now people are bitching about the Godzilla versus Kong thing, and I don't know if there's scenes that are not going to be in the movie because what one cardinal sin that I hate about Godzilla versus Kong is they're telling you throughout the last few months or so everything that's going to be in the movie. So apparently they heard some stuff that's not going to be in the movie. They said it's going to be in the movie, so now they're all going crazy. These fucking shit pigs on the internet, you know. Oh, I got to put this back in the movie again. It's going to be our cut, because the only reason why the Snyder Cut exists is because people bitched and moaned and said, "Oh, these extra scenes are not in the movie. This thing's not in the movie. This thing's not in the movie." Is Justice League movie shit? You know, yeah. But you know, I recommend those animated films over any of them. But just it makes me angry because I mean we deal with trolls all the time on the internet, and these are those people that review movies on Rotten Tomatoes and you know shit on films on IMDb. You know for no good. You know some of them are warranted, but some of them just say, you know what, this is stupid. You know what, you got to grade a film the genre that it's in, and these are the wrong kind of nerd cultures. They should those people, Chris Hardwick and Will Wheaton in a volcano, and just burn them alive for telling you what you think geek culture should be. Maybe not Will Wheaton so much. I kind of like that guy in person. He was kind of nice to me, but maybe the side of him I don't like to throw in a volcano and sacrifice them to the rest of the world because these fucking people, these fucking trolls, is just dictating what people do, but not really. Because at the end of the day, the Snyder Cut doesn't matter. They just want to put it together and capitalized on it to say, hey, here you go, nerds, but it doesn't matter. So that's the machine, people. Your voice doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know. It doesn't matter anything. Let's say you like a baseball team, and okay, you feel this person should be in the number 5 spot. At the end of the day, your opinion doesn't fucking matter. It's up to the coaches. In this case, up to the producers and you know the studios, and yeah, toxic nerddom. What do you guys think about that, huh? I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
No, not at all. I kind of agree with you. Toxic nerdism is just ridiculous. You've got, you know, here's a good example: the Star Wars stuff. You know, these are kids that weren't even fucking born when the original movie came out. Okay, so when they start, this is, you know, in my brain, I'm like, just shut the fuck up. What do you know about Star Wars? Were you there in 1976 when this came out? Were you there in 1978? No, you weren't even born yet. Your daddy probably wasn't even producing sperm yet. Okay, so shut the fuck up.
Were
And
you
yes,
standing in line to see Return of the Jedi
Oh,
in
we stood in line for all
1980 something?
3.
So
I got to see,
shut up.
right, exactly. I got to see the first one, A New Hope, at the Chinese theater. I mean, we stood
Oh
in line and
God.
we got to see it there. And at the time, that was when the new stereo system was put in. It was freaking amazing. I loved it. And then I got to see the second one, Empire Strikes Back, at the Cinerama Dome. So, you know, and here are these kids. They're like, oh, well, this is stupid because it doesn't stay with the canon. What the fuck do you know about the canon? It's what you've read. is not what you experienced. So, and then and the other thing I don't like is nobody has their own opinion. It's like somebody has to feed you your opinion, and then all they do is parrot what somebody else has told them that they needed to think. And oh, that just gets on my last nerve. But yeah,
That's
I
funny.
do agree with that toxic nerd uh, culture that we have for some reason. It's like, you're nerds for a reason, and I'm a nerd for a reason. And you're always like, oh, they're always bullying us. Well, stop being a bully yourself. Shut the fuck up and leave anybody else alone. But that's
Yeah,
just me.
that's funny. Pat and I were kind of talking about that whole, the education is. I got a better education in high school than most people get from a 4-year degree today, because nobody actually wants you to learn anything. They want you to spit back facts, and at least what they perceive to be facts, and what they want. They just want to hear their own voice echoed from their students.
That's a whole nother
Exactly.
conversation there, because
Exactly.
my buddy Rico is an English teacher, and when he became an English teacher, he had a whole idea of what an English teacher should be. And when you get there at the high school level, you're allowed to teach what they feed you, and test scores are all that matters. So
Uh,
if you're an educator, you're not allowed to educate. So that's another conversation I can go an hour on. I'm not going to though, but yeah.
Well, I mean, we were talking, yesterday. I'll try to keep this somewhat short, but grade school teaches you facts, your multiplication tables, reading and comprehension. I mean, basic math skills, grammar, writing.
They don't
And as
teach
you
you.
get,
They don't teach you cursive no more in school now. So you got to mark your name with an X, I guess, because
that's ridiculous. I still think with a pen in my hand. When I write, I always have a pen in my hand. If I need to transcribe it on my computer, I will. But I just my flow of thought works with a pen, not my laptop or my desktop. But and then when you get into college or high school, you apply these things that you used and start, being, learning to, speak your opinion, but back them up with facts. And in college, you're basically supposed to be, you know, thinking on your own or being taught to how to comprehend different things. And it's absolutely, I just can't believe how stupid some of the more recent college graduates I've met are. They have absolutely no grasp of how to survive. It's fucking terrifying.
that's because they were in Poe back in the day. That's all that is. They know how to cook their own food and shit.
Jeez, I knew how to do laundry. I took out the garbage. I had chores when I got home from school. I got extra allowance money for helping my mother without being asked. But no, not.
Because she beats your ass if you did the wrong thing. There's a sense of fear there.
Yeah,
We were.
respect through fear, and that's how we learn to respect. And nowadays, children are taught like, well, you got to earn respect. No, you don't.
They are respect behind the screen, Iris. Come on now. I've talked shit behind the screen too.
This is true.
I've apologized too profusely for that because I don't like doing that. But here it is. Educational system though. I got 3 words for you. They changed math. Okay.
I don't. That is the one thing that I can't
Oh my
even
God.
wrap my brain around.
The only
Why do you
universal
change. Yes.
the only universal language that there is. They changed math.
I don't understand that at all. And I've always struggled with math. I can do the basics. Hell, I can balance a checkbook, which is kind of important. I can take what money I have coming in every week and divide it up so I know what extra money I have to spend and what I need to pay bills. It's, oh my God, I don't, as somebody was trying to explain something to me. And basically, it's like, as there's some subtraction problem and the numbers weren't right. But it's like, oh no, you borrow from this number. I'm like, is the bank going to let you borrow $100 that you overspent?
No.
I don't think so. Okay, my rant is over.
Yeah, so nerd boys, nerd girls, nerd etc. Whatever you choose to be. Yeah, calm the fuck down. Yeah, I'll do the same. Let's put it that way.
Jesus, after that, now I need a beer. My
Uh,
temper got just a little bit hot when we were talking about that.
but here we're here tonight, or we're here to offend, but not to offend, officially. But this is gonna offend somebody because cancel culture, and we're doing two films in which an African American is inserted into a very white bread situation to become the sheriff of the said towns. We're gonna do, yeah, exactly right. Um, we're doing Mel Brooks. Finally on the show, Mel Brooks. Well, we did Solar Babies. I guess that's the Mel Brooks that counts, right, Suzanne? Because he produced that shit.
Oh God.
Love will set you free, Suzanne. Come on now. I don't think about Jamie Lee Gertz now. We're gonna do
Oh God.
We're gonna do Blazing Saddles because yeah, it won't happen today. And we're gonna do a film called, well, the film is called Boss N Word, which is a word I cannot say, but they call it The Boss now because you can't sell Blu-ray with those words on there. Starring the great Fred Williamson and Derville Martin and R.G. Armstrong. Always loved that guy. But we're gonna go with the boss first. Fred Williamson, they call him Boss. We're gonna call him the Boss from 1974. Written and produced by him. So I'll say that right from the gate. So the film is called what we call it. But yeah, he wrote and produced this film, and that's fine. Your plot synopsis is this: two black bounty hunters ride into a small town west in pursuit of an outlaw. They discover that the town has no sheriff and soon take over the position, much against the will of the mostly white townsfolk. They race hell, chase women, and milk the locals for cash while waiting for the opportunity to get their man. This starts Fred Williamson, the Hammer, if you will. Derville Martin, you guys may know from those Dolomite films and stuff. Legendary William Smith is in this film as your main heavy, Jed Clayton. R.G. Armstrong, legendary again, as the mayor, the mayor. Um, yeah, that's about your core cast. It's directed by Jack Arnold, who gave us The Incredible Shrinking Man, The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh, there's more, but yeah, those are two pretty ones that I enjoy. But I'll kick it to Suzanne first, and I'll ask her what she thinks of The Boss.
Oh my God. This, I have to admit, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I also was thinking to myself about 10 minutes in, I'm really glad I didn't turn the N word into a drinking game because I would have been passed out.
Don't forget Whitey.
Uh,
Come on now.
no, just that one word. Oh my God. But I really liked it, and for some reason, in the past month, I've seen William Smith in so many things. Hell, he was in an episode of the A Team that I watched 2 days ago, and he can play a good guy, he can play a bad guy, he can just play a guy. I like him. I like the chemistry between the boss and, oh God, what was his,
Amos.
but Amos, thank you. I like the chemistry between them. I thought that they played well off each other. And there's plenty of gunfights and people getting their ass kicked. And it was being shooting people in the foot, throwing them in jail, and the white woman, the white devil chasing the boss. Yeah, it's fun. Great movie. You gotta love the exploitation movies from the 70s. I'm sorry, if there's a thing, there's exploitation for it. You got nunsploitation, Nazi exploitation, sexploitation. I'm sure there's some other exploitations I'm missing. And then of course the black exploitation, which, as there some great directors directed a bunch of these movies. I was really surprised when I saw it was Arnold that did this one. And it's a good buddy story. I was really, okay, spoiler alert. I was really pissed off when they killed Clara May. But yeah, it's pretty much right off the top of my head. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was fun as hell. except when they shot Claire.
Yeah, it was very sad. Iris.
All right. So this movie is, I mean, this is a typical movie for me. You know how I love exploitation flicks, and especially the blaxploitation movies. You know, I'm not saying the N word with this. I mean, we know that the movie is called what it is, and you know, I'm not gonna not to offend people, but I think that we should call it what it is, and it's Boss Nigger. And I think the reason why we should is because it's a blaxploitation movie, and in these movies, by not calling it really what it is, what you're doing is you're taking away from this movie because these movies were the only way that Black audiences had basically an example of empowerment. You know, in these movies, in these blaxploitation movies, these were the movies where they were the good guys. They were the ones that were giving it to Whitey, you know, and by not I don't know. I feel like we're not honoring this sense or this social commentary in any of
Oh,
these movies. You know, if we, you know, by doing that, you know, everybody talks about the cancel culture and everything, and you know, people are offended. There is not going to be one person that's not going to be offended by something, you know, and I think we've kind of forgotten how not to be offended. Or if you are offended, you know, well, sucks to be you. I don't know, but you know, this movie is probably one of the best Black Western movies, besides the one that I'm going to be talking about next. Um, that was out there. You have so many elements of where, you know, well, Boston Amos. Anytime anybody said the N word, they threw somebody in jail, which is great. You know, how many times would this happen in real life? You know, there was that empowerment of like, well, are you going to say that word? Well, I'm going to throw you in jail. I'm going to give you some fines. Uh, and it's just basically also, they're the good guys in this one. You know, they're not the guys that are, they're feared because they're the good guys. They're not feared because they're a bunch of hoodlum druggies that, you know, nobody can trust. So, yeah, I love this movie. It's been one of my favorites for a very long time. And, well, like I was saying, I love the sense of empowerment that this movie does give to a culture that at the time when this came out, and even now, are still secondhand, you know, citizens. So that's my rant.
oh man, yeah, and that's fine. You know, I agree. You know, like I say, you can't sell a Blu-ray on a shelf with that title, but maybe give them
True,
a
very true.
maybe like make flip the slip over. You got the proper title of the movie. Um, but you know what? It's a word that yeah, I don't agree with, especially nowadays where I hear a lot of exchanging back and forth with, you know, that culture calling each other that, and you know, but somebody else says it, it's bad, and it's true. I think it's bad in all angles myself, but if it's a term of endearment for whatever, it's like the word cunt in the UK means a whole different meaning than it does here. You call somebody a cunt here, it's filthy. You call somebody a proper cunt in Scotland, that means he's one of your best mates. You know, so language is something there, but the film itself, you gotta. It starts off pretty cool. It sets up, you know, the coolness of the boss and Amos and taking care of business, just killing outlaws and collecting the money. But then when they get to town, you know, they're of course shunned by the white townsfolk, you know, because they basically take somebody else's contract and their badge and take it over and set themselves up in town, much to Whitey's chagrin, you know, because they don't like this element here. They don't like the fact that he's a fan of the little man, you know, because the Mexican families and the poor people live on a whole other side of town than they do. So he brings them into town and gives them things. Their minds are blown. But you know, when the gang comes to town and they boss is taking care of business there, they have a whole new vision of him. So those people that he, you know, pays him, but is against him at the same time. You know, the white man that they kind of look up to boss now. So it's kind of like it's strange how it turns like that in this movie right away. Like yeah, so it's not a film where he's being disrespected the whole time. He earns their trust, and I think that's an important plot point to the movie. His love for a stranger, Clara May, who unfortunately dies in this movie, like Suzanne says, tragically. And what one thing I'll say about Fred Williamson though, I think it's in his contract that he always gets the girl and he never dies, right? Right, Iris, something like that.
Yep. This is
Well,
true.
he actually, this is a weird one for him because he actually ends the movie kind of busted up. He's kind of carried away. You don't really know the fate of the boss
Mhm.
after he's abducted and rescued and helps save the town, because you got to have that in this movie. The outlaws come, pillage and tear up the town. Of course, boss has to save the day or help save the day or raise the people up to save the day. And I think it wraps it up pretty nice, except for the fact that you don't know what the fate of the boss is. But you kind of hope that he goes on to the next town with Amos and he goes to ruffle some feathers there, and then you get the boss too. But you never got that. But I think there's a film, another Western film that he directed and stars in called Joshua. That's another Western that he stars in, and that's pretty decent too. And much like Joshua and this movie, they use the scenery pretty well. And I always like, I owned the Blu-ray to this so I could see it in full regale, but I don't, unfortunately. But one of these days I'll get it. But yeah, I like the scenery in the film as well. Soundtrack kicks ass. Wasn't mentioned, but you got the titular theme music. Or if you know what the title of the film is, you'll know it by the time you hear the theme music. And
Yep.
it's great. It's a great song. It's got a great score to it. With that funky right there, and then some other great themes in there, and it really adds to the film. You know, and you always know when boss is going to take care of business, because every good hero with these theme music, I'll let mama get you, sucker. And he's got some theme music, and it plays, and he's going to take care of business, and it's got everything you want in a film like this. You got a hero, you got retribution, you got a great bad guy in William Smith, and kind of like his lackey, who's the mayor, R.G. Armstrong, who we didn't mention, but he never really has the upper hand in this movie at all, which is, whatever. But he was a treasure and still is a treasure. All these people are treasures, man, in this movie. Your four main core people have been in tons of things in the exploitation world and beyond. And this is a film that belongs, where it is in not just exploitation history, but in a great film with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. And don't go by saying, hey, this movie's called this, so I'm not gonna watch it. That's unfair. That's
Nope.
just unfair, people, because you're missing out at the end of the day.
Yeah. Plus, every movie deserves at least one watch.
Mm-hmm. Well, not all the movies. I've seen some
No,
stuff.
no.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You know that somebody put their heart and soul in the movie. You got to give it at least a watch.
Oh, I recognize that when people make a movie, they made a movie. I can respect. Hey, you made a movie. You accomplished something. But if I get to your movie and I get through about half an hour of it and say, hey, I'm not invested, and I turn it off, I don't feel so bad about it. I can say I watched a half an hour of it. Slow burns, people. Them and Gary do not get along. Much like what's that stuff called? Like hot verde sauce. It doesn't get along with Gary's stomach. So there's that. And or his anus for that matter. That's another story altogether. But The Boss is a film that you guys check out. And I'm gonna kick it back to Suzanne, and anything else you'd like to say about it? What does she give it 1 to 10?
No, I said it's a really good movie. I wonder if they called it what they called it just for, not maybe not even shock value, but as a statement. And I mean, I know. I mean, I agree with what you said, Iris. It's just that word has got a stigma around it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I get so uncomfortable when I hear, especially the little white boy wannabes in my neighborhood. Like, yeah, right. Go downtown and say that, you little fuck. But I like I said, it's definitely one of those movies that take notice, and the cancel culture needs to fuck off. leave it alone. It's like a fucking song from Beauty and the Beast. We mock what we don't understand.
Exactly.
So I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm probably going to give it like an 8. It's something I would definitely watch again. And one of these weekends, I'm going to make my hubs watch it with me.
Right on.
Iris.
I'm going to give this a 9. I really enjoy. Well, exploitation films are my thing, so I really enjoy this one. Like I said, it's a very nice. Well, not nice, but I think it's probably one of the best black westerns that I've seen, and that I do sit down and enjoy. So I'll give it a 9.
Cool. Yeah, it accomplished everything it did, and I'm gonna give it that 8 as well. I really enjoyed myself watching this time around. Before seeing this print of it, I seen it on a bootleg. Yeah, my buddy used to sell all those old blaxploitation bootlegs. So that's where I first saw the Spooker Sat by the Door and Coonskin and Three the Hard Way, and it's all there, and I have my roots still in the flea market securely. So it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, this is a great looking film, and you guys should all go check it out. Despite your feelings on that word, go check it out. But next, we're going to talk about a film that is very funny but can offend as well too. But whatever. Pull your big boy pants up. We're going to have a Blazing Saddles right after this.
Torn from the fiery pages of the mightiest annals of the West comes the supreme saga in the great tradition of frontier drama.
Schwarzes.
What's your name?
Well, my name is Jim, but most people call me Jim.
Well, do your best.
Now, let's see. Where were we?
Oh, Rock Ridge.
Rock Ridge. I want that land. Clumsy fool.
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. There might be legal precedent. Of course. Land snatching. Let's see. Land. Sea snatch.
Hello, handsome. Is that a 10-gallon hat?
So just sign this right here.
Oh, okay, give us a hand here.
All right, sir.
Work.
The heroic sheriff rallies his citizens in the wildest finish the West has ever seen, or the movies have ever shown.
Ow! Oh, ow! Have you ever seen such cruelty?
1974's Blazing Saddles, same year, so we could have done either way. Written and directed by Mel Brooks. Stars the great Gene Wilder, who you guys know from lots of things. Cleavon Little, who you may know from Vanishing Point. If you don't, go watch Vanishing Point. Slim Pickens, Harvey Korman, Madeline Kahn, Mel Brooks as a governor, and a rather insensitive Native American. Burton Gilliam as Lyle. Alice Karras, who I know is the dad from Webster, plays Mongo. David Huddleston, the Lebowski, and Santa Claus himself is in this movie as well. It is a classic in every sense of the word, and you guys should check it out. But I'm gonna kick it to Iris first and ask her what she thinks of Blazing Saddles.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this movie, oh my God, who would not love this movie? It's just such a wonderful amalgam of of every stereotype there is in this world, and I fucking love this movie. I mean, from the Teutonic two-tone Madeline Kahn, when she's singing "I'm so tired." Oh my God, to the fart scene at the campfire. those badges. We don't need no stinking badges. I mean, there is so much in this movie that has been either mimicked, memed, or so quoted in, especially for our generation, the Gen X, that it's a movie that was very much I would have to say that it was very impacting. It was something that was just so culturally and aesthetically significant for us, and I think uh, this movie offends everyone. It's an equal opportunity offender, and I think that's why I love it so much, because Mel Brooks had a way of making you laugh at yourself. You know, he had a way of showing you don't take shit so seriously, because you can sit here and watch this movie and laugh at shit, and you're kind of going like, "Oh my god, I shouldn't be laughing at it, but it's fucking funny," you know. Um, and this movie nowadays, you couldn't make this movie nowadays. It would be so so scrubbed. It wouldn't even be funny. It would not be a funny movie at all.
They would take out the whole part of the third act where they're breaking through the sets because people wouldn't understand that they're joking.
Exactly.
And of course, the French mistake, because John DeLuise using the word faggot is a real problem. For people, I'm sure,
Yeah. So you couldn't make this movie nowadays. Back then, I think we had thicker skin, maybe, or maybe we just knew how to laugh at ourselves. Maybe that's what it was. It just had so many jokes, so many nuances, and just these quick little quips, especially Harvey Korman in this. Oh my God, how much I love his character. It's just he's so quick-witted and boom, 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 boom. And it's so subtle. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like you're listening to him, and then you're like, oh my God, that was fucking funny. And you laugh, but then you're like, that was awful. So I don't know. This is one of those movies that I could sit and watch over and over and over again. The chemistry between Little and Wilder, it's perfect. It's like, yes, they were friends. They were the best friends in the world. And the way it ends is just it's that wacky Mel Brooks ending that I just come to love also, where you break the fourth screen, and I mean, I can sit here and I'm just picturing this movie and I'm just cracking up because of all of these wonderful little gags and slapstick. Mongo hitting the horse, you would never see that happen now. Yeah, so this is a great movie. If you haven't watched it, it's very tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, totally.
Don't get offended.
It offends everybody.
Right.
Every culture, every culture is offended.
Exactly. It's an equal opportunity offender, and I think that's what I love about this movie. That's pretty much me.
Oh man. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Oh God, I remember I was young. I remember my parents. I was in bed. I remember listening to the movie and my parents just laughing their asses off. And I mean, I don't think it's that everybody had a thicker skin or knew how to laugh laugh at yourself. But I think this was back in the day where people actually had just a fucking sense of humor. No one has a sense of humor anymore.
Agreed.
I've always loved this movie. It is, for me, it's classic Mel Brooks. And he just points out the stupidity in racism. And it's why I love Dave Chappelle so much, because he does the same thing. He throws it back in your face. And I was really sad. I'm so sorry that Cleavon Little died so young, because I would have loved to have seen what else he would do. And for me, it's mostly anecdotes about this movie. It's highly quotable. One of my friends dragged me to a party where I knew absolutely no one, and she took off with it to talk to somebody else. So I'm just standing there, just kind of floating from group to group, trying to find some conversation to hang in for. And there's one dude there, and he starts going, "I'm so tired, and pooped." And I'm like, looked at him like Lily Von Stoop. So I finally made a friend at the party, and we were quoting Blazing Saddles all night long. And when I can't understand somebody, if somebody's just talking nonsense to me, it's like, oh wow, authentic pioneer gibberish. I can't.
Pioneer gibberish, goddamn. Oh my god, this movie's so great.
But Hetty is Headley, and I love the ridiculousness of everything is pointed at in this movie. I love the chemistry with Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder. It's just Gene Wilder is playing it so straight, and I don't know how he can keep a straight face through most of these scenes. This movie just makes me laugh. Every single time I watch it, it's still there. And I was like just poking around, reading about it. And I have to admit, I bumped into a review on, of all places, IMDb. And the first line says it all. Mandatory viewing is a societal IQ test. If you can't watch this movie and laugh at yourself, then there is something seriously fucking wrong with you. You are not perfect beings. You're flawed. You can be stupid at times. Yeah, learn to develop a sense of humor about it, or you're going to be a miserable fuckwad as you get older. But this movie is just one of the finest things that Mel Brooks ever did. And I will always love this movie. I've loved it since the first time I watched it. I had no idea what they were talking about or why everybody was laughing so much.
Man, it's a little shit. Like I love that anybody's ever watched a Western, they know, or that there's that drunk character that used to be able to shoot and can't shoot anymore. Well, Gene Wilder plays that character in this film, and I love it so much that the scene where he's explaining to him where he can't, why he can't shoot anymore. He puts his one hand out. It's like, look at that. It's as steady as a rock or something. He's like, but I shoot with this one. He's wagging his hand all back and forth, silly stuff like that. I laugh every time it comes up. Madeline Kahn, she's giving Cleavon the sausage, the sheriff the sausage, and it's all dick jokes. It's all dick jokes. There's several.
Excuse me while I whip jokes. This.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. Mongo, I love a good dumb character, and the fact that the sheriff was only got the best of him. He became on his side for that it's kind of endearing actually. He's got like this big giant to beat up people and hopefully not punch horses anymore because that's not correct. But yeah, poor horse. I think he too. Mel Brooks, the governor, and his concubine, I forget what he calls her boobs, but it's a hilarious scene where he's saying hello to the boobs. And again, I guess or whatever. No, I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, that thing where he plays the Indian in the flashback scene, the chief of the flashback scene, where he's not even using an Indian voice. He's just speaking his normal voice. Which just proves the fact, like, yeah, I'm not trying to be this. I'm just playing one on TV, so to speak, in my normal Mel Brooks voice. It's hard to do film like this without quoting the hell out of it, so I'm not going to do that. But again, another one of those films where the settings play real well. There's songs in this movie, but it's not a musical, so you might be not annoyed by the fact there's songs in here. Go sit on it because it adds something to the film, and that I enjoy. Oh my gosh, Harvey Korman! I watched him since I watched Carol Burnett when I was a little boy, and he was funny then. He's funny now. One of those timeless things that just sticks around. Much like almost everybody in this movie. I mean, because it's all good. I mean, only thing that might take somebody out of it is, like we mentioned, the end scene where they're destroying the fake town, which I enjoy. They build a fake town. and they're going through all the Warner sets. You know, it works for me, but it might take somebody else out of the movie. And to that, I say get over it, because he's just breaking the fourth wall at that point, and another wall, and another wall, and another wall, and that is the French mistake right there, people. Just you thinking that's wrong. It's just a good time. Not my favorite Mel Brooks movie, you know, but that could change from day to day, you know. But I do really enjoy it, and I love the tropes in it, and I think you guys should check it out. Again, don't go by what people say. Go and enjoy something, and that's the theme of this episode. Just go enjoy something, and yeah, there's that. Iris, any last words, and what do you give it 1 to 10?
Well, this is definitely a 10. It's just kind of like you said, go sit and watch this movie. It's in the Library of Congress, people, okay? That's how good this movie is. So just sit down, watch it, have some fun with it, you know, kind of learn to laugh at yourself and enjoy.
Cool. Suzanne.
Yeah, I second the 10 just because I've watched this movie for many, many years. Every once in a while, it's just required viewing for me. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny that some people still, basically people my age or our age, can still quote the movie and laugh our goofy little asses off. But yeah, this is straight up. This is a 10. Just watch it. Don't be a dick.
Yeah. Don't be a dick, okay? Watch the movie. It is a 10. It's perfect fun. It holds up after all these years, and yeah. I'm gonna read a quote that comes from Jim, the Waco kid, from the movie. You know, what did you expect? Welcome, Sonny. Make yourself at home. Marry my daughter. You got to remember, these people are just simple farmers. These are people of the land, the common clay of the New West. You know, ... morons. Which, you know, we live in a culture of morons. You know, and that quote just sums it up so well. So I had to read it off the IMDb there, and just go fucking enjoy something. You know, I know some people are gonna listen to this and say, why should I why should I, and I'm gonna say the word, why should I watch a film called Boss Nigger? Because it's a part of history and it's delightful, okay? It should be on your list to watch. And yeah, this is good. This is 10 out of 10. We're gonna come back and close out the show.
This is a test of the emergency podcasting system. Listen to the Psychosemantic Podcast. Politics, movies, and political movies. Find us on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, LegionPodcasts.com. The Psychosemantic Podcast.
All right, folks, another one of the books. Hope we didn't hurt you too bad. You know, we didn't intend to. Y'all should know that by now. But Iris, you got something that came out recently. What was that?
Oh yeah. Let's see. With BB&BC, we just did Earthquake that dropped on Sunday, and today we just dropped with Theme Warriors. This was basically, our theme was actors that play more than one role in the movie, and we have Tom Hardy playing the Cray twins in Legend, Eisenberg playing in The Double. Then we have Alec Guinness playing 12 different people in Kind Hearts and Cornets. And of course, you know, the go-to Eddie Murphy, Coming to America, the first one. We had lots of fun with that one. So yeah, you can enjoy both of those. And that's pretty much it.
Cool. Suzanne?
Well, upcoming on NFW, apparently, I've not been tortured enough. So we're going to be recording the remake of The Hitcher tomorrow. And I am so very excited about that. And recorded yesterday. It should be up on YouTube's. Gary was there too, but we did a list of legends with Bo, and we came up with the definitive zombie movie list. So if you need a zombie movie recommendation, go check it out.
Cool. Yeah, I was on that as well. Go check it out. Go support Legion on YouTube, and I think we're up to almost 500 subscribers. So if you're not one of those subscribers, go click the button and subscribe, please. This show, Two Drink Minimum Commentaries, and any other show I record, you can find on legionpodcast.com, except for the NFW, which is on the Dark Discussions Network, which I show up to sometimes when I'm not in a coma. These things happen, people. Yeah, go support Legion Patreon. Lots of neat stuff on there that you can't get on the regular feed. Go